Character and Virtue. Empress Radnashiri of Yuan Renzong Bada. Radnashiri was born into a prominent family of the Yuan dynasty. She was gifted, virtuous, and dignified. After her marriage to Emperor Renzong, the couple loved and treated each other respectfully. She constantly worried and assisted him with all her heart, sharing his sorrows and suffering and helping him greatly. She gave birth to a son for Emperor Renzong, Fui Azijin Shuodiba. She educated her son with her virtuous virtues and rich knowledge, and laid the foundation for Emperor Yingzong to become an accomplished emperor. Radnashiri, a Mongol, born in the Hongzhai clan, is a famous family. Since childhood, she has been gifted with intelligence, beauty and loveliness. She has a good family environment, so she is not only good-looking and appearance of extraordinarily dignified manner, but talks elegantly, sitar, chess, calligraphy, and painting proficiently. She is a very educated, talented woman. She stayed in the boudoir day after day to observe the books and study rituals, surrounded by words of praise. At that time, Yuan Shizi Kublei's great-grandson, Bali Bada, was about the same age as Radnashiri and was in the prime of his life, handsome and dashing. At 16, the two were married, regarded as a match made in heaven then. On a July day in the 7th year of date 1303, at the royal residence in Huizhou, near Luo, Radnashiri gave birth to a fat boy for the king. She looked at her crying son and smiled happily, but at this time, she could not have imagined that she had given birth to an influential emperor of the Yuan dynasty, Yixi Shuodibala, later known as Emperor Yingzong. Shuodibala inherited his parents' talent and was very smart and understanding. Anise luncily loved him, and poured all her love into the young Shuodibala so that his son received a good education from a young age. The area around Huizhou in Luoan was the hometown of a Cheng, the founder of the Song dynasty's science. The Han culture here is influential. The wise and virtuous Radnashiri was influenced by this cultural atmosphere for a long time, so the Han culture naturally colored her son's education, together with the influence of his father, who also highly appreciated the Han culture. Shuodibala grew up differently from the nobles who grew up on horseback in the Mongolian steppe. He was soft on the outside and strong on the inside, with courage and knowledge, and possessed the strategy of a politician and the courage of a reformer, which laid a solid foundation for him to become an outstanding politician and reformer in the middle of the Yuan dynasty. In the growth process of Shuodibala and his mother, Anas Li, had a lot to do with it. She not only with its virtuous virtues and dignified behavior, for the child to set an example and do their best to nurture and bring up their ideas and knowledge instilled in him so that Shuodibala, this seedling, grows strong and later makes a big difference. The second year after the reign of Emperor Renzong, Tuanqing, 2 years 1312 in March, Anas Li and was crowned Empress. The fourth emperor of the Yuan dynasty, Renzong Bali Bada, was born in March of the 22nd year of the reign 1285 in Ruzhou. At a young age, he studied under Li Meng, a famous Han Confucian scholar who was well versed in the classics and history, and good at discussing ancient and modern rule and disorder, and studied hard and memorized extensively, which had a great influence on his 10 years of rule after he accedes to the throne. In the first month of the 4th year of the reign 1311, at the age of 31, Emperor Renzong died of a disease caused by indulgence in beautiful women, overindulgence in sex, and drinking a lot of alcohol. Because H.A. Shan, in return for his support, made Bada the crown prince. According to the old rule, the throne should fall on Bada, and he should succeed the throne immediately. However, he made an unexpected decision after consulting with Radnashiri, that is, to suspend his accession to the throne and to rule as the crown prince first, to dismiss the corrupt officials and to rectify the discipline to realize his great ambition. It was after he had taken some major decisions boldly and vigorously that he formally assumed the throne on March 18th, the 4th year of the reign of Emperor Renzong. When Emperor Renzong assumed the throne, he did not forget his beloved wife, Radnashiri, who had been with him for 10 years and was gentle, skillful, frugal, and intelligent. So in March of the 2nd year of Hanqing 1312, He crowned Radnashiri as the Empress and awarded her the Jade Book and Treasure Seal, and sent officials to the southern suburbs and the Imperial Temple to pay homage to heaven and earth, and changed the Dinayuan into the Shunjing Wang with the rank of the second rank. Radnashiri was a great help to Emperor Renzong, both before and after she became the Empress. She always tried her best to give him care and help. Her support for the Emperor had its unique features. That is, she neither stayed out of the affairs of the court nor interfered, but followed the example of the Empress of Emperor Tangtaizong, Chengsun, to be her husband's wise inner helper, and assisted her husband in upholding the political state with her insights. She always put the country's big and small things on her mind, dedicated to wisdom. As soon as possible, they would report their opinions and suggestions to the Emperor to prepare for Renzong to accept. She used her wisdom and intelligence to assist Emperor Renzong all her life, so Emperor Renzong deeply favored her. Like countless empresses, Empress Renzong had her moments of loneliness and despair. She was always careful to check her behavior, and she did not indulge herself at all. Not to mention that she did not use her status as an empress to bully the weak and unjust. After the reign of Emperor Renzong, in the political, economic and cultural aspects of a series of bold attempts to reform, some achieved certain results. However, due to the ineffectiveness of the measures, ultimately came to failure. During this period, the Empress shared Renzong's sufferings and gave him spiritual comfort and encouragement, especially when Renzong was struggling to move forward by his mother and the powerful minister Timur Dial's control. Caught in the heavy situation in the face of the tense political situation, the Empress can be its virtues. Renzong's wounded heart warm. However, regarding the candidate for the crown prince, Renzong and the Empress were uncharacteristically unsympathetic. In the beginning, when Emperor Shan of the Yuan dynasty made Bali Bada the crown prince, he agreed that after Bali Bada, the throne would be passed on to Shan's eldest son, Heshirat. Instead, Renzong and the Empress reneged on the agreement and decided to make their son, Shaktak Bala, the crown prince. Of course, this was in line with the interests of his mother, the Empress. The Empress felt that Shurdi Bala's weak nature made him easy to control, and that if he were to be crowned in the future, he would be in their hands and could be manipulated by them and become a puppet. Therefore, she also agreed to appoint Shurdi Bala as the crown prince. Thus, in December of the third year of the Yanyu era, 1316, Emperor Renzong and Empress made Shurdi Bala, who was only 13 years old, the crown prince and the head of the central office. On the other hand, his elder brother's eldest son, Woshira, was mistreated, first as the king of Zhou, and then ordered to leave the court to guard Yunnan. This practice incurred the dissatisfaction of the Mongolian kings and the old courtiers of Wuzong, which sowed the seeds for the later struggle for the throne. When Heshilat went to Yunnan and passed near Yan'an, some of the old courtiers of King Wuzong came to join him and fled to the north, gathering in the Altai Mountains, waiting for the right moment. In the 7th year of Yan'an 1320, Renzong died of illness. 2 years later, in 1322, Empress Renzong died. For the death of the Empress Dowager, Yingzong Shurdi Bala with great pathos. He did not forget his mother's nurturing of his own and her benevolence to the 9 tribes of virtue. He also did not forget his mother's dedication to assisting the previous dynasty, the bones of the day and night worry. Therefore, he gave the Empress Dowager a posthumous name, Zhuangyi Xiaixing Empress, and the booklet text expresses his mother's memory of the achievements of his mother, as well as his mother's wholly good at the violation of the feelings of grief. Although Radnashiri lived to be less than 40 years old, she had a husband, Emperor Renzong, who was as good as her husband, and a son, Emperor Yingzong, who was very respectful and ambitious, and left behind so much praise from the world. So what else did she have to regret?